I just wanted to say that the video was unauthentic and seasoned and bullshit. I mean, come on, like it just. What up? I'm your host, Darren Green, and you're watching The Darren Green Show, short for TDGS. So let me just tell you something. It's definitely been a minute since I've been on YouTube. But before we get to this podcast, let's get into some logistics. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. And if you enjoy the show, also hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you can get notified of all of my videos. And, also follow me on TDGS Official on Twitter and Instagram, child. It be getting lit on Instagram. The comments, oh my goodness. If you don't like to see my ugly face, you can always listen to the audio version of the podcast, which is still streaming on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify. Now it's on Radio Public. And also shop in my personal Amazon wish list. Let me tell you something. I'll be having some promo deals on there, so get you some good stuff. I have a podcast starter kit. I have hair care products and stuff like that. Except, look it up. The link is in the description below if you're interested. And without further ado, let's get into this podcast. Well, let me just explain the podcast hiatus. Like I said, I've been in school, so I haven't had time to really give you a good show on the podcast. Yeah, I haven't been posting anything, but I have been trying to keep up. I have been posting the roundtable episodes on my personal podcast on iTunes and stuff like that. So I've been giving y'all just a little bit of something from me, but I just haven't been able to give you a podcast because you know how I am. I'm a perfectionist. I yearn for perfection in what I do. Also, I wanted to say this, but I actually kind of like this. I was going to say bear with me as I get soundproof foam. I bought like $40 worth of some soundproof foam on Wish, and it's hard for me to get it on the wall. I tried to be cheap and use duct tape. That didn't work. And I tried certain glues and that didn't work. I looked on YouTube. They said to use command strips and stuff, and I have to buy command strips. I'm like, this is too much work in my hand. I thought it came with sticky stuff on the back. Like, I thought that's how it came, but this is the first time me getting soundproof foam. So every day is a learning experience. But I actually like the black backdrop. Like, tell me what you think in the comments. But I think I might keep this for like ever. So let's get into some more logistics of the podcast. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be posting weekly. Every Friday is ideal. Today, you might get this Wednesday or Thursday because I have time on my hands and the topics that I got right now today and this week, I don't want it to get too old and just wait to post it on Friday. So I'm going to post it either you're watching this on Wednesday or Thursday, wherever editing goes. So that's what we're going to do. And what I'm also going to do, I'm going to have the full podcast and I'm going to have supplemented parts of the podcast because I know people don't want to listen to this, like the background, me getting into the intro and stuff like that. So you just want to get right into the topics. I'll give it to you. I'll supplement the podcast and I have subtopics, and it depends on if the topic is good enough. Like this one topic that I'm only going to do like one other video. The other ones are just like not that serious, so I'm just going to keep it all on one. But usually I might have 3 or 4. Also, I might, I want to get into the YouTube stuff. Like I might do some mukbangs. I might do some reaction videos. I'm going to test the waters to see, because I really watch a lot of those. Like I watch a lot of reaction videos, and it kind of inspired me to do one of my own. I want to try it out. The Chris Brown music video, Wobble Up, is coming up. So you might get a video on that. You never know. Mukbangs, I always want to try that because I love eating and talking. Like that's so like satisfying, and test it out, see if it's good for me. I also tried gaming too. I mean, I played The Sims. It didn't really work out because I don't really talk when I'm playing The Sims. So, this spring semester, I'm so glad that it's over. Let me just tell you. So it was a couple of situations that had, and that's one of the reasons why I didn't want to be on. I wanted to wait until I officially came back to the podcast because there was a lot of situations that happened, and preferably this internship situation. When I tell you, okay. So as you've known, because I put it on my podcast, if you're listening. So basically, what happened was with the internship, I got credit for it. I got actual school credit for this internship, but I didn't know that you had to submit a timesheet and an academic assignment. Now, the academic assignment, that's something that your advisor was supposed to send you. Like I said, I never got it. And I let it play out because they gave them an envelope. They told me to give the internship an envelope, and I thought that was the internship job to relay the message back to the school saying, hey, you did this or whatever. So everything got lost in translation. I done spent 135 hours on this dang internship, which I enjoyed. I really did enjoy. I love being in radio stations, and I'm also doing one soon this summer, and I can't wait for it. But the problem was they failed me. They failed me. It made my GPA go down from a 3.5 to like a 2.9. And I'm like, So this whole semester I've been trying to prove to deans in the new department of the media department that, hey, I did this. I have an email of the person, of the manager that managed me during the internship. It took forever until they finally was like, okay, let's talk to the person, because what happened was there was a person that was head of the media department before, well, that was in the fall semester. We have a new one being at the spring now. So they had to contact her. I'm like, what y'all contacting her for? You can. And she said that she sent me an email. I'm like, I didn't get no email. I never got an email. And I looked through my junk mail, and I also, and first of all, this is how she tried to get me. Oh, I sent it to your personal email because you have it preferred on your student portal. I'm like, honey, no, I don't got it preferred. What I got preferred is my student email. You should have sent me on my student email. But what happened was you used your personal email to send it to me, and it got bounced because I never got it. I literally never got it, and I showed them, and we were just going back and forth. And eventually, the dean was like, you know what? Just give me an academic assignment, give me a 2-page paper of what happened during the podcast, during the internship, and we'll just go from there, and I'll change the grade around. I'm like, thank you. Like, that really, it literally took the whole semester to do that. So I'm dealing with all this stuff. That's why I haven't been, like I said, that's why I haven't been on my podcast. And being that it's, I tried to make some episodes, but it just didn't work out. But a little bit of success has happened this semester. I've also, with the Roundtable podcast, it's another podcast that I work on with friends at my media club. It made its first $1, and so is this podcast on Spreaker. It made its first $1, which I was interested in. I was like, wow, that's amazing. Like, people actually watch my show. Like, never thought that can ever happen or whatever. But the podcast is doing well, and we're here. We're just here. Another thing that I also did a photo shoot for the first time. It was so basically, these are like anime cartoon pictures or whatever, and we're recreating it in real pictures. So they should be coming out next week. You'll know, because I'll post it on my personal page. You can also follow that too. It's Black Kindle. And like I said, I have a new internship this summer. So definitely, once the internship start kicking in and I start working, it's definitely only going to be shows on Friday. And I don't know what's going to happen when I go back to school. I was thinking of just coming back home every weekend and posting like an episode on every Saturday or Sunday or whatever. Not gonna look ahead because we're not in the future yet. So we're just gonna see what's gonna happen now, and I hope you guys enjoy this show. Now, without further ado, let's get into these hot topics. We gotta talk about these hot topics. Now, this one, everyone talked about this. Is the most talked about on social media. This is second to the whole abortion, the new abortion laws. But it's really like neck and neck, these topics. Yeah, that's where our mind is at. So let's talk about the situation with the infamous cover boy, James Charles. Now, for those who don't know, James Charles is a beauty guru that also does YouTube videos, and I started noticing him when he was the infamous cover boy, like when CoverGirl asked him to be the first cover boy, and that was like a historical thing. Like, I really did I was like, oh my God, like, yes. Even though I was like, I wish they would have had like a black person do it, but whatever, we gotta start, we can get in where we fit in. He was the first cover boy, which was very interesting, but he's been getting into a lot of controversial things. Like, he made a tweet about not going to Africa because he doesn't want to get Ebola, which made a lot of black people mad. And he's just been clowned ever since. He just does clownery, and that's just what I get from him. So let's just talk about the situation at hand now. Over the past couple of days, he has lost a lot of subscribers, y'all. A lot of subscribers, because he bit off more than he can chew when he tried to cross the beauty guru Tati Westbrook. Or Westbrook. Ooh, child, I got her name wrong. Mind you, both of these influencers are longtime friends, and Tati in particular mentored James Charles to be who he is today. She's like the blueprint of his success. But it all changed when Sis put out a 40-minute video called By Sister, where she talked about the ongoing feud between the two. Now, all the drama started back in April of weekend 1 of Coachella, when James posted a sponsor post for Sugar Bear Hair, which is some kind of pill that you take, or gummies rather, that you take that can make your hair long. And he was promoting one that helps you go to sleep or whatever. Well, Sugar Bear Hair is a huge competitor to Tati's brand, Halo Beauty, and which is kind of the same thing. So Tati was obviously betrayed, and especially, after her and her husband put millions of dollars in James's pocket. Also, when Tati asked James to promote her line, her brand, he was like, I didn't want to promote pills to my younger fan base. But you literally did the same thing with Sugar Bear Hair. I mean, what, you thought it was just gummies, and gummies doesn't, that's candy or whatever, it's not considered medicine. No, you said it puts you to sleep, and you said it makes your hair grow. Honey, that's a supplement. So it's the same thing. Tati goes on to her Insta story and says her little piece.
I feel really used, and that's the bad part of Hollywood. Welcome to business. Everybody says what they need to say and uses who they need to use to get ahead, and I have had about enough. I've had about enough. It's not right. I'm just gonna stay in my lane, and for the most part I always have, and I'm gonna continue to create the most.
And it was indirect to James. No one knew it at first, but now they did. It eventually started coming around oh, she's talking about James. And James put out a Insta story, generic ass apology, and it was, I'm not even gonna read it. I'm gonna let y'all see it. It's a big, I was like, child, I'm sorry, girl, bye. And that causes Tati to create Bye Sister. After his followers started to dwindle, James then uploaded a video, and essentially he apologizes to Tati.
That you were the most important person in my life, and that you were an amazing mother. And I don't know what I would do without you. And I'm so grateful for everything that you've done for me, and the lessons that you have taught me, and everything that you continue to do for me and my brother. And I need you to know that. I need you to know that. And the same thing goes for...
And I just wanted to say that the video was unauthentic, unseasoned, and bullshit. I mean, come on, it just, and then people was coming for him because he seemed like he didn't have what he wanted to say. He didn't rehearse what he wanted to say. It just didn't sound authentic. It just was okay, yeah. He was crying a little bit. I'm like, he was literally trying to force a tear. I'm like, girl, you got Laura Lee beat. You got that girl beat. And I would just say the dislikes speak for itself. I mean, 2 million dislikes. Oh my God. And he lost over 2 million subscribers. And he was at, I think, either 15 or 14. But he's down to 13, child. But yeah, 14. It was 14. It was 15. He went down to, girl, my math. So yes, he's at 13 million subscribers right now. He also assholes, because there was some people that was live streaming his decrease in following and put it into a little video. It had music in it. I was like, y'all some assholes. But look, I mean, at the end of the day, me personally, I feel like he said and done way worse in the past couple years. So I'm still saying, I'm really shocked that he lost 2 million subscribers. They're calling this the biggest backlash in YouTube history. No one ever loses that many subscribers. And well, there's some YouTubers that has, but it just wasn't as big as this one, 2 million subscribers. But in retrospect, I get where people are coming from. This situation, maybe, because I feel personally this is something they have to, they're friends, and he betrayed her. That's something to do with them. I didn't think it was that serious. But if you think about it, this was the straw that broke the camel's back with a lot of people. And Tati started spilling some truths now. And when I tell you...
Layer to this all, that I finally have had enough. The last phone conversation that James Charles and I had, he said some things telling me about a situation that happened in Seattle at my birthday, and it literally made me want to vomit. Oh my God, you tried to trick a straight man into thinking he's gay yet again, and somehow you're the victim. You know, it's really disgusting to manipulate someone's sexuality, especially when they are still, emerging into adulthood and don't quite have everything figured out. You are using your fame, your power, your money to play with people's emotions. You're threatening to ruin them. You're threatening to embarrass them. And you're doing that to have them behave sexually in your favor, even if they're straight. And you know what? That's not okay. That behavior is not okay. Whether you're a woman, a man, gay, straight, bi, whatever sexual orientation you are, that is your personal call, and it is not someone.
This is why straight people don't like us. I'm gonna be real honest with you. So you mentioned, and then she also mentioned in there, I didn't show that, but she also mentioned in there that he would talk to his parents about his sex life and that he believes that heterosexuality doesn't exist and he can literally change any man to be because he got fame and money and this, that, and the third. I'm like, honey, you are a predator. You better hide y'all straight. You better hide your husbands, hide your men's, hide your boyfriends, because he that. And literally, I said this before, and other people on social media have said this too. It's literally gay men like him that give all of us like a bad name, to be honest. Now, I'm going to be wrong to say this, but if you keep doing this shit, you're going to mess around with the wrong one. Then you're going to be crying to Robin Roberts on some hate crime shit. I mean, come on, let's be honest. And I said what I said. Because and he targets people that are kind of in between or bi-curious. Like, the person that he went with Coachella with, I remember, I'm not going to show his video because he was boring. Like, basically, he was like, oh, he flew me out, and yeah, like, we was hanging out, but then I kissed him, and then I was like, yeah, no, I'm not feeling it. I'm like, okay, so yeah, they was kind of in the middle zone, and I guess that's why he was, they were just going back and forth, and I don't know, I just feel like, try to date straight guys. I mean, it's not that hard. There's a lot of masculine gay men out there. You just have to find them. But no, you want straight guys or people that are bi-curious. You do look like a predator, and that's one of the main reasons why, and I'm making a ballpark estimate, but half of his followers was probably women, because people in the gay community don't really mess with him. They do not mess with him at all, because the way they clowned him at Met Gala a couple weeks ago, child, yeah, he gets no love from the LGBT community. So I think he has mostly female subscribers, and they're looking at this like, honey, you ain't gonna take my man. And you keep rubbing people the wrong way, like, and expect people to rally behind you, you're running out of fans. So yes, you lost 2 million subscribers. In the words of Monique, see, when you do clownery, the clown comes back to bite. And that's exactly what happened here. I do see where people are coming from when they say that social media is using this situation as a good enough reason to cancel him. I did notice, like, even right now, if you go on his YouTube page and you like refresh his page, like, his followers go down substantial still. So I feel like people are like banding together to be like, oh yeah, let's unsubscribe to him or something like that to see what happens. Like, I really feel like everybody's on the bandwagon because at the end of the day, like I said, the situation is not that serious, but it's just, I feel like it's what she said on the side, saying that he's a predator and that he tried to talk to, and it was another thing she said too. She said he tried to talk to the waitress or whatever, and I'm like, what? You over here talking to the waitress? Oh, girl, what is, like, he needs, and a lot of people saying he needs help. I do believe that maybe that could be the thing. A lot of people in this community, I'm not going to lie, I'm going to be very honest. A lot of people in this community, they have hoish tendencies. Can I be honest? Let's talk for real. They have hoish tendencies and they don't see the error in their ways when they just want to sit there and they just want to do whoever they want to do. But just because, and then also the money and fame didn't help, because now you feel like you can do anybody that you want because you're rich and famous. Boy, sit your ass down, because now it's life is about to humble your ass real quick. To me, and like I said, it's just not that serious, but you don't cross your maker, and that's another thing too. Basically, Tati is, I'm not saying that she created you, your parents created you, but she made you who you are today. And for you to sit there and try to, and do what you did, I mean, that if anything, that's really disrespectful. And then you try to sit there and say, "Oh, I can't promote it." No, that was a lie. What you ain't want to promote her stuff for? You promote everything else. I don't know. Maybe it's because her past encounters when she's like, because she also talked about how she would confront him and be like, "Hey, you shouldn't be saying that. Like, that's not right to say this, that, and the third." And he'd be like getting upset or crying about it or whatever, and be like, "Oh, okay." Like, I really feel like he probably got mad at that and was like, "You know what? I'm more famous than this girl. I got more subscribers. I got more money. Now I'm a millionaire, so I ain't got to help you out." But at the end of the day, that will humble your ass. She got 10 million subscribers now. She was at 5. She's at 10 now. So a lot of people is unsubscribing to him and like purposely going to her. So it's like, don't bite the hand that feeds you, child. You go right back. You go right back to where you were. Now, and also one other thing, child. These memes, they really is killing me though. They had one that was making fun of him, like not saying he didn't, well, no, there was a meme that was making fun of him saying that he didn't have time to practice the script. Like, it really did look scripted. I'm like, boy, like, at least practice before you get on camera. And then there was this other one where they said Tati snapped literally, like, in reference to Avengers. And then there was, like, another one where I think it was a Mean Girl scene or something like that. I'm like, yo, they was killing me with these memes. They've been actually they've been doing this all week, and I'm just living for it. And as an end result to this topic, I feel like he needs some help. And stop. Like, just like what Shane Dawson said when he was in that interview. You know, the problem is maybe you just gotta stop, pursuing straight guys. Because it's never gonna work, especially the ones that's in the closet. Like, even the ones that's in the closet, like, they will come out when they want to come out. You cannot force them out. I learned that the hard way. So you get what I'm saying? So try to get people that's out and stop, because you could have avoided a lot of stuff. You could have actually been more successful than you've ever been right now, because I feel like he's successful, like he's mad successful. He got millions of subscribers. He makes a whole lot of money on YouTube, so I've heard. And he could have very much did more. He didn't have like, it had that whole Ebola situation not even been said or even tweeted, like, he would have been still on Coverboy. He still would have been Coverboy. He still would have been doing these deals, and he didn't even have to do YouTube. But now you said some things, and now you got to stay on YouTube. You're probably going to have to stay on YouTube for the rest of your career. You can't just sit up here, get a platform just because you have a platform, and just because you're famous or you got money, you can say anything you want. Because at the end of the day, like, it's gonna bite you back. And it's a learning lesson. I'm not sure if that tweet with Ebola I'm not sure if it was an old tweet or a tweet that he did recently, during that time frame. But yeah, delete your tweets. So yeah, that's all I gotta say about him. And I don't want to see him canceled though. I mean, at the end of the day, like, he needs to just take a little break, and he'll come back. And once he comes back, he'll just do what you do. But anyway, did y'all see this video with Amara La Negra, like that little interview?
Okay. Made that up.
Okay, so we're all Africans.
They are American. They were born here. They're American, but they're dumb, and so they're calling themselves African Americans because they don't think for themselves. You don't even look like them. Why would you want to attach that to your name?
You are very special.
Do much better and sooner if you didn't have the Afro-Latina.
No. I will always be Afro-Latina, and that's why I'm an activist. I love my melanin. I love my background. I love my race.
But don't put the Afro stuff. You hurt yourself.
Never.
Believe me.
Okay.
Because they're never going to accept you.
Oh, well, then I have another option but to. See, I'm breaking barriers, and it's working.
If you just be you.
I am me.
But don't do the Afro thing, because blacks only get in these positions because of their color, not because they're qualified.
Oh, okay.
They get into
like, you're not qualified to be here now?
Yeah, because I'm not into the...
And this is really a learning lesson for you, Amara, to vet your interviewer before you get interviewed. Because that was crazy. So Amara La Negra literally sits with Jesse Lee Peterson as he says the term African American doesn't exist. Watching this, I'm like, you got to be the dumbest coon on the goddamn planet. Like, what are you talking about? And I did some research on this guy, and his shtick is to be a coon and be anti-black and pro-white and stuff like that, and Republican and all this stuff. So I'm not even gonna say like why he's wrong, but Because at the end of the day, like, he knows he's wrong, and he's just doing it for shock value, doing it for attention, for ratings, and this, that, and the third. Now, my question is, who gave him a platform? You know, someone who has no insights or has anything to back his claim, and he doesn't speak clear. I had to watch it like 10 times, and I'm like, what? Like, I literally had to watch that shit 10 times because I'm like, he really saying we done for calling ourselves African American. At the end of the day, being called American, that's like a nationality. It's not a race. So therefore, you're wrong. So I can call myself African American if I want to. It's on the dictionary, and basically that's what we known for a long time. African American. Like, what's the big issue? I don't know where that conversation stemmed from. I didn't see the whole interview, but I just seen that part. I just want to know what you guys think, so I'm going to do my little infamous comment reading. Now, if you guys don't know, on my podcast, before I started doing YouTube, I read comments. Because I posted this video I posted the actual part of the interview the other day, and it had a lot of comments. Like, so I'm just going to look through them. Okay, this is from Jamaican Army _ cricket retired. Okay, honey. This dude is known for bashing black folks. He has always called them dumb, ignorant. I wonder if he looks in the damn mirror. Exactly. I mean, like I said, he's now. I did research on him, and yeah, I mean, he does. I'm almost in every video, almost in every interview, he disrespects black people. And I'm like, yo, who is pulling your strings? I need to know this. And why does he have such a big platform? It's Monique Nair? Okay, you can see it on there. Ignorance. Who is giving this man a platform to spew ignorance? Exactly. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I feel like he's not on no actual television show or radio or anything like that. He's just, you know, an internet personality. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that's internet personalities and they say a lot of stuff and they got the platform for it. I mean, it's not about authenticity. It's all about ratings and numbers and stuff like that. And as long as you bring in a lot of numbers, they will monetize you and you get paid for it. So yeah. This is from Queen _me_a_b. He does this for attention. See, when you are controversial, it makes people watch or listen. Then he gets the feedback and negative attention that fuels this rhetoric. If we ignore and not share, he goes away. I don't see why she would go on his show, as everyone knows his platform. This is for publicity. Yeah, I don't know why Amara went on his show either. And if you look at the expression on her face when he was saying what he was saying, like, she was surprised. Like, she was like, okay, I didn't know I was getting myself into this bullshit. Like, she really looked like she didn't know what was going on. And I really feel like she didn't vet the interviewer. And that's what you got to do sometimes. You can't just interview anybody. They'll say some dumb shit, like what was said. Okay. This is from Joe Black _973. He be on point sometimes, but this time he tripping. Nigga look like his breath knocking. But no, he be on point sometimes. You need to let me know what point he be having, because when I looked on his Instagram page and I looked on his little show page or whatever, like, he just spewed just mess, just garbage, straight trash. So I don't see where he has a point in anything, to be honest. And last but not least, because I'm only doing 5, this is from Louisiana World Girl. It's not enough time in a day for this fuckery. Exactly, it is not enough time in this day for fuckery, because it's just stupid. Like, I don't know. And the reason why I talked about it is because it did go viral, and we should stop making stuff like this go viral, I guess. So, guys, in my next topic is a subtopic before we go. So did you guys knew that the kids show Arthur was still making episodes? Like, it's on its 22nd season. For those who don't know, there will be an episode that show Arthur and his friends attending teacher Mr. Ratburn. It's a wedding or whatever, and he's marrying a man. So this was according to Entertainment Weekly. Well, this has a lot of mixed reviews on social media. People are saying this is ruining my childhood. I won't be having my kid watch this, and they're forcing a lifestyle on us. Here's my opinion. Ain't nobody forcing no agenda on nobody's child, first of all. And I do think that the creators, however, of Arthur are clout chasing. And let me just explain why. Why is this information leaked to news sources? One. And the fact that before, this was a couple years ago, they were saying black people ruin everything because of the whole Arthur memes. So I'm pretty sure they're not for this culture either. You get what I'm saying? And let me explain why. Because this is what it does. It generates people to make stories like this. It generates me to talk about it. And people are going to watch it because obviously the ratings ain't doing that good because ain't nobody watching Arthur. I barely was watching that when I was a child because I really didn't like it that much. So these new kids don't even like SpongeBob. So you know they're not watching it. So they wanted to gain some tension, some, oh, these two people are marrying two people of the same sex, so let's get some more ratings. And it's just it's for clout. The reason why I really feel like they did it for clout was because it was leaked online, or it was some kind of story that was brought out to the masses or whatever. They do this in kids shows. They insert this type of lifestyle in kids shows for shock value, so that people can watch the show and it can get more ratings. Because, like I said, no one is watching Arthur, and it's clout chasing, and they don't really care about the culture because they're just posting it just for shock value. And like, there's only seldom kid networks that actually do it subtly and they don't leak it to the news. Like, for example, Nickelodeon, like they do a lot of, they had the thing with Loud House, and that was a thing, but that they didn't make that known until the show actually came out and people were talking about it. But also with Legends of Korra, in the end, we found out that Korra has a lover that's a female. And yeah, I mean, now Korra came out when I was in high school, and I watched a little bit of it, but I never finished it. And I just watched it again very recently, the whole saga, and it showed that. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this was never talked about. Like, I talked about her, did you ever hear about this? She was like, no. I'm like, this was never talked about because they made it subtly, and they didn't want it to make it a big thing so they can get ratings. So, PBS, Arthur, they need ratings, and that's just what this is. I don't care much of it. I mean, I talked to my best friend about it. She said that, yeah, we always suspected it about that teacher. I was like, really? I mean, he never really was on there that much. I don't remember him. Like, I know of that character, because y'all see him in memes and stuff like that. But I just don't know. I don't know. But apparently she didn't have a problem with it, but there's a lot of people that had a problem. And the people that's having issues with it because they're forcing a lifestyle, like I just said, it's really people in a boardroom talking, a whole bunch of white heterosexual people talking like, let's try to make this more brandable, let's get ratings, so let's make this person trans, let's make this person gay, let's make this person black they do it for ratings. That's all it is. It's not even, and if you want to call it agenda, it ain't us. We ain't making the agenda. So that's all I gotta say about this topic, and that's pretty much all for this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. I definitely got a kick out of this episode, and I think this is gonna come out great. Be sure to tune in next week. Until next time, I'm your host Darren Green, and this is the TDGS podcast. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Like I said before, if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. And if you like the show, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell to get notified of all of my videos. And also check out TDGS Official on Instagram. Child, it be getting lit on that page. Alright guys, see you later.